Here in New Bedford, obviously, you've been a very strong advocate for getting this wind power off the coast. Why is it so important?
Well, offshore wind is important to New Bedford because it holds the potential to rebuild our economic base and grow jobs that can support families and make the community stronger. New Bedford is better suited than any port in America for this industry. We're the largest commercial fishing port in the United States. We have a workforce that knows what it's doing out on the water. We have a deep water port that is among the closest to the wind energy areas, if not the closest to the wind energy areas up and down the East Coast. And we've got great infrastructure. The state is building us a brand new purpose-built marine terminal for offshore wind development. It will be the first of its kind in the nation. And that'll enable the industry to use New Bedford as a launching pad. So we're primed, we're ready to go, and we see today's report as lighting the way for the kinds of state supports that are necessary to build a pipeline of projects that can help us grow here.
What do you think the next step is now? Obviously, we're getting the places in motion, but what do you think this next step is needed?
I think the next step is for the state legislature to pass a bill that will help the industry in the long run. Right now, before the Massachusetts legislature is a renewable energy bill that will force utilities to procure electricity from renewable sources. We believe that if we're going to do that, those renewable sources should be ones based in Massachusetts. And the only one that's really based in Massachusetts at a scalable level is offshore wind. We want this bill should grow jobs in Massachusetts, and we're advocating very hard with the legislature to come through with a policy that will help support the industry as it goes forward. We've seen the job growth in Europe. I took a trade delegation to Germany a year ago. We saw ports much like New Bedford that were growing factories and pier facilities where people were working. That's what we want to see here, and this report is one step closer to that reality. All right, today we took a tour of the harbor with Catherine Bowes from the National Wildlife Federation. They just released a report today concerning the potential of offshore wind around Massachusetts in particular, but the whole East Coast. And the report called for the state to stand up and support the industry. The state, the Patrick administration, has done a really good job of funding our terminal here, the Bedford Marine Commerce Terminal. But in front of the legislature right now is a bill that would create incentives for utilities to purchase electricity from offshore wind. That bill is really critical to this industry's future, in my view. So this was an opportunity to really highlight the progress of the terminal. The terminal was begun, the construction was begun in April of last year, 2013. It's scheduled to be completed in December of this year. So it's on schedule. It was supposed to be about an 18-month project. And you know, the key for people to remember is when it's done, it's not going to look all that impressive. It's going to be one big expanse of asphalt. But what's important is underneath that asphalt, it will be the nation's first purpose-built terminal for offshore wind. There's a lot of steel underneath. It is reinforced many times over. And the reason for this is that the components in the offshore wind industry are so big, you need a facility that has the strength to hold them all, as well as the cranes that move them around. The foundations for offshore windmills range up to 900 tons. The nacelles, the turbine boxes that sit on top of the towers can range up to about 250 tons. So it's a lot. It's a lot of weight, and this will be the first terminal in America that is built to support that kind of weight. That'll give New Bedford a real advantage as we venture into this industry, with the goal of creating jobs for our residents. So it's very exciting times in New Bedford for this industry. For all of us, we're trying to support it, and we look forward to the future.
Mark! Anna! Ooh! Hey! Hey! We got your lunch. Hey! Hey!
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent, because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you.